Hi, this is Davis from ActualTechMedia, and I'm coming at you here live from OpenStack Summit in beautiful Austin, Texas. I'm proud to be joined by Mr. David Safaii.
Yes, Safaii. Close. That's good
Safaii.
enough.
David Safaii
Yes,
from
Trilio
Trilio
Data.
Data.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, David. So, this is my first OpenStack Summit. I've been learning a lot about the OpenStack ecosystem. Been going to VMworld shows, for years and know a lot about that ecosystem. And, one of the things that struck me when I first learned about Trilio Data is, it's unique and it's probably something that's overlooked, in when people go to implement OpenStack, and that is data protection. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about Trilio Data and how you all solve a unique problem when it comes to implementing OpenStack?
Sure. First off, it's funny because when you talk about data protection and backup, it's usually the last thing that people tend to think about. I would encourage everyone to think of it as part of the journey from the beginning. Because as the world evolves, as OpenStack evolves, and the community is looking to take their environment into a production environment, things like data protection become very, very important. Eventually you have the business units tapping you on the shoulder and saying, look, I've got compliance needs. I can't handle it if there's data loss or data corruption if I'm a financial services company or I'm a telco or whatever it may be. So data protection is going to become a much more relevant discussion within OpenStack. And when you think about also data protection, it's more of providing resource management as well. So it's beyond just capturing and backing up, but it's also helping taking that backup and applying it to other availability zones to give you further capacity. So there's a lot of flexibility there. And for Trilio, which makes us really unique, our journey started with a specification called Rockshaw. We first put that out about 3 years ago. It's the first specification for data protection as a service. And we put that out there, and quickly we decided to close source it. And it's just because, as a startup, it takes a lot of rallying within the community, as everyone knows.
Right.
And we decided to focus on that. And what we have is our Trilio Vault product line. And people are happy to pay for data protection that works. Going above and beyond just the project alone. How we apply our solution and what we do, because we're built for OpenStack from the ground up. We're a native service. People enjoy the multi-tenancy of what we provide. So a tenant can drive their own data protection policies if you want, and that's big. Giving the tenant the flexibility to do so. So we're just like any other service that's running in your OpenStack environment.
Very nice. And I mean, when it comes to OpenStack is all about elevating things, in my mind at least, to a higher level. Providing self-service to tenants or departments or power users, whatever it might be. And so you're trying to empower those tenants, those people, and as part of that, they also need to be empowered. I mean, they also need their data protected, and they expect that,
Right.
really. And OpenStack, I mean, some people say it's a science project. I've heard that, but here at OpenStack Summit, we've seen how it's being used by AT&T and massive. It powers the Rackspace cloud, just massive companies, and those massive companies, large enterprises, they expect all the check boxes
Right.
to be filled. And one of the most critical ones is data protection. So besides Trilio being OpenStack compatible, what else makes it different than just a traditional but besides elevating data protection to a higher level, what else makes Trilio different?
Yeah, no, so that's a good question. The solution is an agentless solution, so it allows the end user to grow as need be. We're talking about a very high scalable type of environment. That's part of the reason why a lot of these folks are gravitating to it. And it's fantastic. You've seen the floor out there, and it's been a great summit. Exciting. It's exciting to hear about people who keep moving to production. So you have to have all the cloud characteristics. I go back to the self-service component, the forever scalable, fault tolerant, and we do that by being an agentless solution. When you look at kind of the traditional vendors that are out there, they need to, it's like glue and duct tape. They have to force fit a lot of the traditional backup solutions that are out there. They're not built for multi-tenancy. So they have to really they would have to re-architect themselves. So we appreciate the fact that we are the solution. within data protection. We are the first guys that are out there, and we're leading the charge, and with some very, very large customers.
Very nice. And I mean, with VMware vSphere, 10 years ago, we saw this sort of, this happen, something similar happen with data protection, where traditional agent-based backup solutions, they said, oh yeah, you can use this with vSphere, but you have to install an agent on every VM. And it took them, many of them still haven't adopted, to an agentless and elevated themselves to recognize the virtual infrastructure. But many of them, it took, 10 years or whatever to kind of, redesign their solution. So, it's very cool that you all are leading the charge, ahead of the game, the innovators in data protection, at one of the most innovative, technology conferences, in the world today. So, how can people learn more about Trilio and how can they see it, in action?
Oh, thanks. So, we'd welcome people to engage us early. Feel free to go to the website, www.triliodata.com. There's some materials up there for you, or feel free to reach out to us, info@triliodata.com. We're happy to show demos. We're happy to get the bits in customers' hands. Like I said, the OpenStack journey is a long journey. We want to be there from the start and work with you down this journey and help however we can.
Very nice. Triliodata.com. Thanks so much, David, for taking time to join us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Take care.